Please leave me alone.
Thanks for helping.
No need to thank me, really.
No, there is. You don't know how much it means. To have someone you can rely on in this fucking city.
It's all right. It'll be over soon.
Soon.
Ugly bastard. Library?
Well? Look. Gonzalo de Verseo's poems. Jacob of Verraz's chronicles. It's incredible. Rare, first editions only.
We'll come back for them later.
No, we won't. I leave Novigrad today, remember?
I remember. Just having a hard time coming to grips with it.
Come on. We should hurry.
Triss, found an exit. Come on, closer.
Stop. Hear that? What is it?
Rats.
Oh, my speciality, remember? You've got nothing to fear.
Depends how many there are.
Damn it, that's a lot. Who's tossing all these hoops down
We're right under the main square, next to Carlo the Cleaver Vares's headquarters. Can't be a coincidence.
here? His debtors have tended to disappear without a trace.
Everything all right?
A few bites on my feet and calves. Nothing really.
Need to clean your wounds. Infection will set in otherwise.
Later, Geralt. Let's find the way to the port first.
Body's pale, dried out. Wounds around the neck and shoulders. Claw marks, long and sharp. Lantern's still lit. Died recently, from bites to the neck. A lesser vampire. Stay close to me.
Well?
It's a catacan.
Oh, what?
Vampire. Watch out for it.
Exciting?
Luckily.
Luckily.
Steady source of income. Come on, let's go.
seagulls. Hear them? We made it. Come on. We need to ready the ship before the hunters learn what's happening.
Finally. You bloody took long enough.
Did you have time to look around? How's the ship?
Creaky piece of junk. Wood's rotting, sails are prone to rip like an old pair of knickers, and the...
Will we make it to Kavir?
Provided you don't run into any storms.
I'll signal the others to come.
Any help? Can I play the violin for you? Fetch some flowers or bonbons?
What the hell's that mean?
What? Don't tell me you don't plan to beg her to stay.
Why do you even care?
I adore love stories. Especially the ones that end happily ever after.
Hunters! Hunters approaching!
Board the ship! We want them alive!
Dijkstra, I don't know how to...
No time for courtesies, my dear. Get on board.
One last farewell. Thank you. I'll never forget what you did for me. And what we had together.
I'll remember you too. Always with a smile.
Miss Marigold!
Coming! Take care. And give Siri a kiss from me once you find her.
You're an ass.
What?
An ass. An oaf. A twit. Didn't even try to stop her.
I'll ask again. Got interrupted last time. Why the hell do you care who I'm with?
If I say it's because I like you, want what's best for you, would you believe me?
No.
Wise. You should stay out of politics. I know it, you know it, and Trish knows it, which is not insignificant. Your other lover, not so much. She's cuddled up to Nilfgaard, and you'll follow her as always. And one day, we might find ourselves on opposite sides of the barricade. It'd be a damn shame. But that seems a distant future to me. Right now, we should talk about the more immediate.
Dijkstra, what are you plotting this time?
What would you say? How many mages did we save, altogether?
Dunno. Didn't count. 30, maybe, give or take a few.
And how many would you say remain in the north? How many alchemists, healers, herbalists? 2,000? 3?
Doing a population count? Is that it?
No, I'm concerned. In Novigrad they had us. We were here. But who'll save those in Rimba? Banard, Ardcaraig, Gullet? You know damn well that daft bastard Radovid won't rest till he's killed them all. Every last one. Yennefer and Triss included.
Moving as speeches go. Now get to the point. Why are you telling me this?
Because I want you to help me kill Radovid.
You that concerned about the mages of the world? Expect me to believe that?
Actually, yes. But not because I'm sensitive or it gives me a heartache, true. To my mind, this systemic persecution is foremost a symptom of a far more serious problem. A madman rules Redania. I served Vizimir, Radovid's father, was his head of intelligence for more than 2 decades. Together, we transformed Redania, made it the North's most powerful realm. Any idea what made it strong?
Its armies, I'd wager.
And you'd bloody lose, you idiot. Mass mobilization, inciting peasants to take up their scythes, straighten them. Where's the art in that? Much harder to build a strong state with healthy commerce, manufacturing, solid alliances, progressive science, and fair, independent courts that hand down just judgments. Vizimir and I managed to do just that, through years of fucking hard work. I will not sit on my hands as that little shit squanders that. Radovid the stern, my ass. Radovid the witless, I'd say. Will you help me, Geralt?
I don't kill kings. Just not a regicide. Rumors to the contrary be damned.
I know. I'm merely asking for your aid in organizing the assassination. Someone else will strike the blow.
Dijkstra. Might not have heard this, though I'd find that hard to believe. But Witchers are neutral on principle, so...
Oh, bollocks. That's a convenient excuse you lot try to hide behind every time the temperature rises. It's grown hot, my friend, and it grows hotter still. Pyres burn in every city. For mages great and small, your female friends included. For non-humans, for witchers soon. Is that the North you espouse? The North you're prepared to live in? Silence. Cards close to your chest, I understand. To slay a king, it's not exactly some bloody necker contract. You think on this. Think on what I said. And if you conclude you'd rather change the course of history instead of riding its current to hell, you come find me. At the Passiflora, in the garret. I'll be waiting with my mates.
I'll think about it.
So long, Geralt.
I'm watching you.
Wanna bite me, Wolfie? Bits to yourself. Oh.
What lit?
What are you serving? Not hungry, not...
Unhuman, are you? Look for your kind beyond the walls.
Looky, Mr. Fancy.
What?
Farewell.
We can go in here. My place. What grace, what style, an abomination.
Let's drink for its kneeling.
Greetings.
Greetings, Geralt.
What do you have on offer? So long.
Novigrad's most famous bordello. But there's also Cripple Kate's, the Rosewood, and the Streetwalkers, naturally.
What say the priests of all this? Such debauchery in the light of the eternal fire, right under their noses. They're not bothered.
Officially, they're tremendous. Unofficially, they got them themselves.
We can go at it here, or at my place. You choose.
Stop it! He's not done anything! He's not guilty!
We did telling you for the last time. Go away.
Mercy! We two children, how are they? How are they? Without a father!
No lollygagging. Before they lose their mother as well. What do you want?
Where are you scurrying to, Rich? Let's see your pass.
Pass. What pass?
Kind of pass confirms you ain't no mage. Can't enter or leave Novigrad without it.
Why have you shut the city gates?
So's we can clean it of mages, witches and other scum that's crawled here since the war began. Aim to catch every last one of them, toss them on a flaming pyre like poxy livestock.
Sorry. Don't have a pass.
You'll scurry no further then. Next!
Hang on. How do I get one?
Start by making an offering to the church. Then you'll need 3 pure souls to confirm...
Let him through. Here's his papers.
What? But we're...
Not your concern. Back to your post.
我记得门外有个法师啊。
卢恩谁啊？啊，卢恩就澡堂那个。
啊？
没有，我刚问卢恩是谁，然后就想到
卢恩啊。
卢恩是澡堂里面那个吧？
对啊，那个跟踪款啊。
刚刚解任务那个，刚刚才结束，他就给我了。
我记得门外有个法师啊。
门外哪个门啊？这个门。
没看到。
你傻小。
Piss off. Yeah. Look awfully suspicious to me. What do you want?
你们从哪位啊？啊，要烧人哦，还没烧啊。
难怪你没看到。
门外是哪个门啊？
是那个门啊。
哪个门？
光辉大门吧。 记得你要从后面进去。
这个是要打牌的。
对啊，记得从这边进不去啊。
Locked. It looks like Zed's inside, and in hot water. Gotta find another way in.
Sick of it.
这边可以进去。
还有你有储存，你再不跳啊！
妈的，我以为有路，干，结果下去就直接一个崩坑，谁他妈知道啊？那么暗，没事，我有存档，不怕。再敲一次。
Locked. It looks like Zed's inside, and in hot water. Gotta find another way in.
我要找3个人还是三张牌呀、
3张牌啊。
好啊，在同一个人身上是不是？跳，可以的吧？可以的吧？这边吧。 它这bom坑很多呢，超级危险，还有吸档呢。
Must be Zed.
3张牌，盖好，希望是桌子那3张。
Find it?
No.
Duke will be peeved we didn't get Zed to spill where he keeps the ledger.
I tried, didn't I?
Might have pressed him too hard. Shit. Well, at least we got the Isengrin card.
Greetings.
安安，
Come on, Window.
林
Time to
哥是
shine.
谁啊？
Get
牌
him!
啊！
Let's dance.
跳起来啊！手煮到。
Isengrim Foil Tiana from the Squayatel deck. Wonder how much this card's worth. Ledger might be worth snooping around for. And we're looking for something. 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 Either Zed had an ornery cat, or there's a hidden compartment under there.
看上面拿不到。
Either Zed had an ornery cat, or there's a hidden compartment under there.
密室。
And we're looking for something.
It's clear as the eternal fire.
It's a material world, and I'm a material.
And we're looking for something. Must be Zed. They were looking for something. 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 Either Zed had an ornery cat, or there's a hidden compartment under there.
Who kisses your ass today will bite it tomorrow. I serve the eternal fire.
没干嘛？进去里面啊。
没有东西呀、bug 啊。
有啦有啦，你进去。
没有啦，在那边骗我，都看过了。
有啦有啦，你就进去。
这密室都没有，不要再冲大小。在谁家？哇，都在困，几层了？4点外了。他家上上下下都看过了啊。就只有那个猫爪印，然后就没杀小了、啊。有密室也没有密室的门可以开啊。外面也没有啊。下面好像有地方是说不让你进去呢。好开的。
有啦有啦。
啊，尸体清空了。
有啦。
没有啦。这地方就讲完话就没屁用了。
下面有个密室，你没看到啊？
在哪里呀、啊？在快步啊！
你不用你的阿尔泰冲看看吗？
可以用阿尔泰的地方，它会标出来啊。哦，是这啊，这是宝箱呢。
Must be the names of people Zed sold cards to. Zoltan ought to have a look at this.
钢剑全新法比恩，谁？破洞金布大印。上面这两棍摸一下。
Got a piece of bracelets. Help! Save me! I'm dying.
哦，外面怎么那么多女猎人啊？
Spare me here, Copper.
Ain't for my
Scram before I lose my patience.
Don't you worry, sir. It'll be a belter. If Master Dandelion's going to such lengths for his lass, we sure can't let him down.
Black ones,
Dig
Dalian,
deep, 'cause
no
nose picking time's
they
about
play
to
snake's
end.
turn as well.
All of you on stage now. High time to rehearse.
Dandelion.
Around me thundered the noise of the street. In mourning, an image of majestic distress, with dainty fingers lifting the hem of her dress, a stately woman strode by with hurrying feet.
Dandelion. Hey, hear me?
Geralt, I'm writing, creating. Incidentally, what do you think of that bit?
Verbose drivel. Simple as that. Need to talk to you, Dandelion. In prose.
Witchers. Not an ounce of sensitivity. Now, what's eating you?
See you, Dandelion.
Ah!
Aren't you too old to be out whoring?
Witcher.
Greetings.
Tierda.
Or you can all go suck
Scram before I lose my patience.
Zoltan,
Get out.
about those cards.
You got them?
Got the Isengrim card.
Show it here. Ha! They say elves are beautiful. Zed give you much trouble?
Zed's dead. I ran into his murderers.
Won't cry over spilt Zed. What about the other cards?
Zoltan, sure this business isn't getting a little too dangerous? I mean, men are dying over these cards.
Just Zed. And believe you me, he wasn't an innocent bystander. Besides, I'm certain he snuffed his killers out on the spot, so why worry? Tell me about the other cards instead.
Didn't find the other cards.
Fuck! Bugger must have sold them.
Listen, got Zed's ledger.
Show me. Entries show him selling the cards to Caesar Bilson and Ravi. Could have been worse. We need to pay him a visit.
Who's Caesar Bilson?
Cleaver's clerk. A decent fellow once, but so high and mighty now you can't drink with him, let alone go fishing.
Fishing?
We met at the Anglers Club, the pride of the Pontar. But Caesar don't show around there no more. So caught up in his new role, he almost never leaves his house.
At least we won't have to run around town looking for him. Ravi, who's he?
A common card sharp and a swindler. Boggles my mind where he got the coin for the Natalis card. Ever since I gave him a smacking, things between us have been frosty. So you'll have to see him alone.
Zoltan, seems awful important to you. I'll try to get you those cards.
Thanks, Geralt. We can see Caesar together. Meet me outside his townhouse. Gaudiest eyesore on Hierarch Square. He had the facade painted gold. And if you want to see Ravi first, I'd look for him at the Golden Sturgeon if I were you.
All right. See you later.
And no need to pussyfoot around with Ravi. Beat him about the ears a bit. He'll cave. Well, good luck to you, Geralt.
No. Oh, fuck. Don't write email.
My wife won't believe it when I tell her.
Let's just talk.
You're late to the man for snapping the mug to the working man.
Well,
What have you got there? So long.
what you can buy today.
Show me. So long.
How can I
Got some coin.
come to them?
Last chance to surrender unorthodox books. Any needs, Master?
There's armies across the river. Worrying. I must resolve matters quickly and leave.
Ah, you're here. How'd you make out with Ravi?
Haven't been to the Sturgeon yet.
Fine, fine. Ravi's not going anywhere. Let's clean out Caesar Bilson first. We'll do this. I'll chat him up while you sneak upstairs and search his cabinet of curiosities. Certainly keeps the camp there.
Can't we just buy the card off him? Doesn't that sound simpler?
If I had a coin to spare, I'd sod off to Provis. Besides, Caesar'd never sell Fringilla. But don't you worry. He won't lose out on the deal. Got a bottle of Mahakaman spirit for him. A taste of the motherland's finest is worth more to an expatriate than some silly card.
Thought you said Caesar doesn't drink.
No. I said it's hard to have a drink with him on account of his rarely leaving home. Also why he's like to get pished as a priestess real quick. 3 rounds and you could walk out with everything in that cabinet while singing the 3 maids of Vicovaro at the top of your lungs.
So what's in this cabinet?
Ah, no man knows. You'll be the first to see it. I suspect it's either to do with buggery or metallurgy. But you can tell me once we're done. Let's go.
Shivi!
Caesar Belzen. Remember our quarrel about who's king of the Pontar?
The Pike's king of the Pontar.
Well, see, I've come to convince you it's the catfish. And I do not come empty-handed.
Who's he?
Well, him. Oh, that's Geralt.
Does Geralt fish?
Yeah. Cast an earthworm the other day. Caught this huge perch.
In the Pontar?
You betcha.
Can't listen to this hogwash sober. Come in!
So what, Fitzhanders or eager biters, if they taste like shite and soapy water?
That's 'cause you're about as good a cook as a goat's arse is a clarinet. Just recently, I took some fresh thyme.
And it tasted like thyme-flavoured shite.
Shut it. So, recently, I took this time...
Geralt? Care to chime in? How's Xander taste to you?
Recently isn't a word.
Who'd you bring along, Chiefy? Some blowing grammar purist?
Wilson, did you hear Vibo Batilda last cast a pea and caught a young pike?
Ah, cocksuckers lying like always. Haunter Pike ain't so dim-witted to go after his rotten peas. You need live bait. Or night crawlers, though the pike ain't as eager, don't know why. Once, dug up a crawly so fat and lovely I started drooling. Would have eaten it myself.
I'm not so sure. Geralt, what do you and your pals use up in Kaer Morhen?
Bombs.
How's that?
Belvin, heard many jests lately. Though, true enough, that one wasn't very funny. Geralt, go fetch us another bottle.
Right. Can see the bottom of this one.
So, when are we gonna go noodling for catfish?
I'm done fishing with ye. Forget what happened last time.
What about last time? Shouldn't have yanked so hard, you wouldn't have fallen in.
Seems to me I've heard of you before, Whitehair.
Knife looks like it's attached to the tabletop. Drawer's open. triangular hole in the wall. Interesting. Fits perfectly. Secret door behind a bookcase. Classic. Statuette of a man. Wasn't carved, but produced using magic. Shame I can't ask Triss about it. Ah, here's Fringilla. Rope with which Stefan Skellen was hanged. Joachim de Ved's skull. Pretty grim curiosity. A Sera Varanahid's necklace. Wonder if it's the real thing. Vatier de Rudeau's dagger. Dining set from which Emperor Emir ate during his coronation ceremony. Full armor of the 7th Dareland Brigade. Excellent condition. Portrait of Emperor Emir, tempered on wood. Pretty flattering, I'd say. Zoltan, time we were on our way.
I suppose so. It's grown late.
Wait now. Leaving already? Where's that bottle you went to fetch?
Greetings, Bilzen. With a message for you from the boss.
Message? What kind of message?
Mr. Cleaver's very unhappy.
Now, just a minute. If any discrepancies have cropped up in the books, I can explain everything.
Too late. Grab him! And you two, get lost.
Right, just on our way out. Looks like Cleaver will need a new clerk.
Yeah. Shame about Caesar. Though he didn't know shite about fish.
Looked through Caesar's cabinet upstairs.
And?
No wonder he wasn't eager to show it off. Nilfgaardian armor, a portrait of Emir, Joachim de Ved's skull, Vatier de Rideau's dagger, the rope they hanged Skellen with.
Oh, shite. Disgusting fellow. To think I shook hands with him. But did you happen to take the rope? I know a few would pay a tidy sum for it. Some go in for that sort of thing.
No.
If you say so.
Also found a figurine. Nilfgaardian soldier. Magic spell on it of some sort, but I can't tell what kind.
Triss ought to know.
Triss is no longer around. Natalis card. Only one missing now. High time we saw Ravi.
Go. I should contact the buyer. Agree on a place to make the transaction. See you, Geralt.
Lollygagging.
No glass tastes as sweet.
starving him to see me.
How about that? It's the flea-ridden mutant. Join us, please. Ravi loves company. Look how happy he is to see us. You happy, Ravi?
Sure, he'd be happier if you stopped digging the point of that dagger in his back.
Oh, you're just saying that because you don't know the situation. Our mutual friend Ravi here was just about to play for his life, and
Oh, you've got the card. What else do you want?
if you'd just given it up instead of trying to cheat us, we'd be out of your hair already. As it is, that's all your fingers broke. So, it seems the Witcher will have to play for you. Sound good? See? Ravi's on board. What do you say we add some spice to the game? Raise the stakes. Ravi's life and the Natalis card. Fancy that?
Agreed.
And here I thought you'd be no fun at all. Let's play, let's play!
Yes!
Curb your enthusiasm, mate, and sit still or you'll hurt yourself.
But he won!
So, now we'll play something else. Take it from the back!
Thanks. Don't know how I'll repay you.
Natalis card will do just fine.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you prefer some other? Got a whole array you might like.
I'm in a hurry.
The Natalis card, of course. Here.
About you.
What's in my mind?
Whoa, 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 stop flexing that out of making me nervous.
What the... What are you, sir? Farewell.
Won't find any better. From the Yeruvi to the dragon.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck, don't like it.
To you these days, they're brained all through.
Broke his crown.
Let's play Burn the Witch.
Zoltan?
Get out.
Got the card, Zoltan.
Ha! Seems we'll make it before the king of beggars buggers can get me. Come on. I arranged to meet the buyer at an old brewery. He'll be delighted to see we've got all the cards. The exchange. We should do it right quick.
Afraid your client might change his mind?
Oh, I'm more likely to. Had so many buyers for these cards, I felt like the belle of the ball.
So the buyer, who is he?
A friend of a friend. Don't know much about him, but he's of Duke silk, no doubt about that. You know me, Geralt. I'm not prejudiced against anyone, long as they pay.
Zoltan?
Geralt.
Nice talking to you, Zoltan.
What's the... Oh, I can't wait to get the king of beggars out of my beer.
Ah, at last. I fear the body's gone cold.
What is this?
Your would-be buyer handed us his coin and departed. More or less in that order. Now, the cards,
Sarada.
I trust obtaining them wasn't too troublesome.
Try it and find out.
You wish me to try? I'm not as foolish as Earl. You ought to know that by now. Get to work, boys. The dwarf I wish to have alive. I must have a chat with him.
Doing it. Geralt, bastards getting away with my coin. Damn it, with our coin. Chase the horse, son. I'll tend to the others.
Đi truy rồi nè.
Go on, Geralt! I'd only...
捡啊，不去推啦。
不行，捡是不是？
可以呀。
嗯，哎，我外面都没捡呢。
What? Can't understand a word.
Can't get away, Duke. Might as well stop.
这里有。
下面。
这个不能像吃个教条一样直接放手滑下去吗？
直接跳下去比较好啦，还不用爬。
看哪？
下面。
还在下面，到底要多下面？
原来这自己回来一捡。
哎，到底了？
附近。
在附近，没门啊！下面。
下面。
哇，这是对。好暗。他可能跑到这吗？跑那么厉害吗？
不知道，还给我抢进后面。
靠边，按一根。哎，怎么有一个突然躺下？
在这里啊。
Leave me, swiving drowners.
You could use a witcher.
Ha ha, highly amusing. If I give you the coin, will you leave me be?
把钱给你就不会反我了吗？
护士还要杀他，是不是？
对啊。
好，去死吧。
No. Rather make sure this was our last meeting.
哇，你确定要杀他？
他不是领便当的角色吗？他很重要。
So, you get him? You get the coin?
Yes.
And what about Duke? Finish him off?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's grand. Well, Geralt, what's your
想起来是
preference?
牌，
Coin or cards?
他把牌卖掉，你就会拿到钱，然后你的牌就不见了。
If you want gold, it's not a problem. I'll find another buyer for these cards in a flash.
他是牌啊，我
Kinda
不缺
curious
钱
how。the cards might serve me.
Excellent. I'll take the coin to the King of Beggars right away. Surprise the prick.
Good luck, Zoltan.
Thanks, Geralt. And remember, the catfish is the king of the Pontar.
捡东西了。为什么还有个红点 ？bug。
拿到牌了。
约翰什么鬼？哎呦，没败啊！
其他应该是别的牌组的英雄牌。
福林吉他，维哥。医生格林。
好了。
牌除以3239。哦，大力牌也很多呢。37。怪物牌怎么那么少？ 哎，我其他的也可以拿来打了。
对啊，你的大地牌可以拿来打，不过你要先把攻击烂的牌拿掉。
就归几类啦哦。
就是砸那个什么高利贷。
哎，还有高利贷这种东西啊，可以卖东西吗
Hello there.
哎，还没打过哎，水哦。
Show me what you.
他卖的东西比较好，是不是？卖给他比较贵啊。
对啊，比较贵。可以卖下珍珠啊。720，
一个45啦，全卖720了。
8块钱那个黑珍珠呢
？59，价钱。
我觉得你还是卖铁匠很好了。
价钱没有很好。
What would you say?
Go。
怪物牌。哇哦！要丢哪站？没间谍牌。怪物牌没有间谍牌哦。
他们不是都会一张很多张出来的那一种？
对啊，所以没间谍牌留肉也没用啊。
哎，没用。20%可以补一张啊，大小。哎呦！意识比我多1呢。吹。
你该再丢一张牌啦！刚才选牌的时候。
没关系的，不一定啊，这么赌博性质的。
赌性太重了，你都快输了，对方有6张牌。
可以啦，输了就输了啦，输了也才5块钱。哦，为什么他都比我多哦？他推号角。骗他牌，骗他牌！啊，一张牌不能收哈！哎。再收一张回来。
没有用。再来呢？
先让他赢。继续抽，干！哎，还真的继续抽哎。
看他咋用。
3对3啦。
对手半击不就能输的吗？
我想一下，那个。
去打 C 里吗？
对。2张赌他妈3张啊！可是他有这个怕。哎，爱干。
啊，你没救了。
不行不行不行，不一定不一定，还是有很小的几率会可以赢的。唉，不要输。
就顺利打 C 里。
没牌干。
哇，拜拜。
好，谢谢大家。弃权，弃
打
权，弃
C 里
权。
的话还不会被摧毁掉。
天哪！干高利贷很会哦。没牌了是要。
Hello there.
What would you say to it?
开丢，丢那个、啊，你丢这干嘛？丢弓箭手啊，攻击式的。
没有间谍牌啊，不用那么多张了，太浪费。
还是好糟糕。
唉，因为都是高利贷。
怪物还是没有间谍牌的、啊。
我也没有那个爱心牌啊。
要有3冰冻，那前面就没用了。哇哦！
吹屁！
输啦！
户头这种意思。
哦，没事。
加8、30、45，还是输呢？加8、45。
我怀疑你要骗牌。
没有办法，还是会输。
诱饵啊！
看看啦，再看看。
换诱饵留着干嘛？
我觉得没什么屁用。
对啊，你诱饵留着干嘛？
先出诱饵换过来是0嘛？
对。说你诱饵为什么看上一场不用？
好抽不行哦。哎，
哇哦，诱饵完全没有用。
35了，没关系啦，诱饵不用了。
哇哦，又38。
红换油啊！啊，凄凄惨惨，凄凄惨惨。
哇，又来了！
要多多，要多多。
破 Q 啊，破 Q 啊！没有3是没有变动，完全没救了。
是要多多。干。
哇，你可以用大地牌看看啊。
What would you say to a few rounds?
来看。
大地牌是怎样？37、39、29。特约牌只有8。
你把攻击烂的牌拿掉吧。
天晴。
傲角诱饵。
攻击烂的，只有爱心呢，只有爱心呢。
啊，不是这一个啦，你干嘛？
这个啦。
还什么嘞？
没了，差不多，差不多。
莫坦森。
可以了吧？可以了吧？
有啊。
谁啊？
攻击一般的莫坦森啊。
莫坦森这个啊？
对啊。
可以了吧？可以了吧？
攻击4没有关系的。
太细了。
等下你看你领导牌。
地
形语。
地形语是什么？车。
隔壁偷看3张牌。
这个吧。
偷看3张牌。
对。地形语我觉得没什么太大帮助。我没有间谍牌，这组没有间谍牌。
有吧？你要把它让牌丢掉，你把它一些攻击4丢掉吧。等下，2啊，2好了，你没有那个2队的今天
留着好了，因为没有领导牌了。哭。
要丢谁？帝国班。
丢他。水哟。
炸掉1排。
先偏牌，呵呵。呼朋引伴牌来的。咻咻咻！现在可以炸了吗？想想啊，我要先打不行。
搞不好有3乌牌。
啊？
搞不好要有3乌牌啊！
来了，
又来了！
可是只能烧6啊。
对啊。所以你前天留着也没用啊。我觉得偷看3张牌是里面最没有用的领导牌。
真的假的？
对。
我来偷看一下。是他3张啊？是他的。
他的。干你超没用的，还不如打地形。
烧不回来。
你要抽谁？你抽帝国刚干嘛？
说不定有补1张给我。
他不会补哦，帝国是不会补牌的。
谁他妈知道啊？
每个牌组都不一样。
我知道先烧那张，不行，刚刚最高不是他们。
你别乱烧啊！干什么？
他的呼朋引伴啊，干你老！
烧啊！你确定要烧？
烧，不然我要输了呢。
那你加1层啊，随便你。
可以的，这个就是在赌啊。不然呢？这不是那种实力技术的，这就是在赌啊。不赌怎么会赢？
哦。对嘛，应该打这张才对啊！你打那张
什么鬼啦？
应该烧这张才对啊。
没关系啦，都打出去了，不要这边事后诸葛。
靠背啊！
哦，拜拜。我加一下哈，等下25、41，还有3张。他3张、4张、3张应该是。
结果他打个陨石出来，毁灭，地形语。
没事，我没事。他3张都是7-6牌了。还有1张晴天。
还有什么？晴天。
还有1张号角。号角
他出掉了啊。
还有1张什么鬼去了？忘记了。
晴天、地形语、号角，不知道下一张是什么。
谁弃权？我。
好靠呀！你这样也能赢？
新手运打赛，怎样？还是有机会赢的。赌博就是这样子。这个叫做什么屁壶？
史蒂芬哦，间谍牌。
很高的间谍牌，太高了吧？
对啊，这帝国的间谍牌啊。 你要不要把领导牌换一下？
可以啦，我觉得这张还行啦。你看屁股。
是哦，好吧。
地形语是什么？投石车的、啊。
对呀、啊。随便啦，你用这个也可以啊，看你啦。
组的投石车，我这组没有投石车有啦。
我是觉得大地牌最好用的牌应该是偷对方本场的牌吧，帮你取消对方的领导牌。
我没有那种。
你找啊，这张也不错用，这张也可以。
这张我不知道要怎么解锁啊。
多打牌吧。
哦，好吧。
用这个北方领域牌。
这个是
致命阴谋，
欸、
哦，这可以解。
老朋友，这个下一张图了吗？
歌舞厅。
这个都下一张图了。这个在城外啊。
对，这个要选好。
另外一个也在城外啊。
歌舞厅不在城外吧？
歌舞厅也在城外，不好意思。看一下歌舞厅在哪？它在城外啊。
是哦，还真的呢。那致命阴谋也没在城外啊。
是在哪？是在城外。这不是要去杀国王了吗？
对啊，你这个头号要犯会影响杀国王的进度哦。
这个先解是不是？
不是啊，要是你选错选项，你就不能暗杀国王。
哦，是啊，那我先解轻松的好了。人都晒嘞。
我记得我就选错选项，结果没办法暗杀国王。
是啊。
对啊。我记得我是折断那个西吉鲁魔人脚，然后他就没有后续了。
啊？什么意思？
你把那个女巫救出来后，然后西吉鲁会叫你把她交出来啊，不交出来，我选择不交出去，然后我把她腿折断了。
你说女巫的腿还是卢文的腿？
卢文的腿。
你干嘛折她腿啊？
那时候你玩到那边你就知道了。
他不是有帮那个吗？帮那些法师。
我哪知道？那时候杰洛特下面就选没时间了，没时间解释，我选那个，结果跑去折断他的腿，我哪知道？
他重新读档。
读档，我哪知道会影响剧情？但是我根本不知道啊。
哦，好吧，哭了。自己小空间乱逛，第一天出社会哈。赛马的地方啊。
Well, Rockleg, seems you're a considerable sum in the vet, but you shan't back out on that account, eh?
Won't have much of a choice before long.
Come now, old sport. We can't allow that. Who'd I wager with then, eh? Listen, here's what we'll do. One more bet. If you win, I'll pay your debts and we'll continue playing. What do you say? And if I lose, one worry at a time, old chum. Well,
又要赛马了，真的假的？
It's darkened, so I'm afraid to see the surgeon. Never know when they'll accuse him of witchcraft.
我现在可以拿我的午餐上来吃。
我要吃午餐啊！你加油啊！选错不要怪我。
I've got a cold.
我
strength for anything. Oi, beware the gutters.
Đừng lại la. Ồ, cái thằng mình con microphone.
I've got a cold.
You Rodlick?
Henri Rotlick, artist, painter, debtor, and martyr to my art.
At your service.
Dandelion sent me.
Oh, yes. Tell him his placards are done and safely hidden away. Yet, alas, I cannot fetch them, as a group of angry creditors has seized my home.
Think I might have run into one of them.
Then you know my predicament. And now Count de Louverton has offered me the chance to win it all back. I'm to wager on a race.
Generous. Not just anybody could afford to do that.
De Louverton is not just anybody. He's Duke Sam's youngest son. Sam of the well-known family of gem dealers. One debt more or less makes little difference to him.
What's there to worry about? This is your chance to settle up, get a clean slate.
We've had a spell of bad luck lately. Should I agree to de Louverton's offer and lose, I shall be in bondage to him for all time.
Listen, all I really want are the placards. Tell me where you tucked them away and I'll be out of your hair.
Forgive me, I cannot. I hid them with family heirlooms that would work those barbarians lurking outside my home into a slavering froth.
Then go fetch them yourself. I'll wait here.
If I show my face there without coin, they'll beat me to a pulp. I must win back my debt somehow, else I'll never return home.
Let's do this. I'll enter the race. You'll bet on me, win, pay your debts, then give me the placards.
You're that good a rider?
Far from the worst. Go tell the Count you accept his offer.
Nothing hurts as much as life.
Run, Roach.
Thank you. I never expected this. May I ask to what I owe this generosity?
Let's just say I like to do a good deed from time to time. Can we get those placards now?
I'll bring them to the Rosemary in time, just as soon as I settle my obligations.
Fine. See you there.
Oh!
Listen, there's more. Word is, she's not his daughter at all. Blimey. Well, well, another freak.
I haven't the strength for anything.
She cast no spells. On my honor.
An elf's honor worth less than a man's shit.
Yes?
It's chamomile and goatweed. She brewed teas for stomach pain.
Aha! So she did make potions. Druve, make a note. Her father tested it.
Potions? Are you mad?
Yes, and? Yeah.
You seek someone,
Ever heard
stranger?
the legends of the White Wolf?
I serve the eternal fire.
Oh!
What's the row?
Behold how we unsaved
Should have stayed in the forest with my unit. Might at least have died.
dignity.
No monsters here, just humans.
Wild hunts take you all.
Piss off.
To ruin everything. We'll start an email.
Well, well. See, the crew's been hard at work. Not bad.
I love it. Especially the, accoutrements on the wall. What about Rotlick? Did you get the placards?
Rotlick said he'd bring them on his own. Should be here soon.
Great! The best way I can think of to promote the chameleon.
Never mentioned wanting to change the name.
Rosemary and Thyme wasn't all bad, but it conjured images of Temerian cuisine served by waitresses in peasant garb. Chameleon's a lot better for a cabaret, apart from which it emphasizes that the place has undergone a transformation. Just a better ring to it all round.
What about choreography? Prepared anything special for the opening?
We haven't. But Polly has. She's priceless. Came in and brought the girls in line before I could say knickers. Premiere will have the audience on their feet, on their knees, both at the same time.
Guess everything's ready. So when's the opening?
Soon. We start our dress rehearsal in an hour. I just need to nip back home for my dress.
Thanks for everything.
Don't mention it.
Seems my cabaret dreams are about to come true. So, around to celebrate? I'm buying.
Why not?
That's my boy. The foreman mentioned he saw you and Priscilla talking.
He's all right.
And she say anything about me?
She said something that made me think she's not entirely normal.
What?
That you're responsible, got your feet planted firmly on the ground.
You're pulling my leg.
Not this time. One thing's eating me. How do you manage to get the loan from Sophronia?
Oh, wasn't easy. She got so excited about our performance, I had to read to her for 4 hours. 4 hours from the Cloak and the Dagger.
You mean you didn't...
Are you crazy? Who do you think I am? She's late, of course. She knew how important this night was to me.
Of course she did. Probably just making herself gorgeous. Takes time anyway.
So it's true. A woman's vanity knows no bounds.
Master Dandelion! Priscilla, she's...
What? Speak, man.
She's badly, been attacked. They took her to Vulmerius Hospital.
Attacked? She's hurt? Geralt, come with me, please.
Of course, let's go.
Gods. Priscilla. Is she gonna live?
Well, I'd say that's certain. Her condition's critical but stable. Beg your pardon, but you are a relative?
Relative? No, a friend. A very close friend.
Dandelion, correct? She uttered the name in her few moments of lucidity. I am Joachim von Gratz, head of surgery. Until recently, a lecturer at Oxenfurt Academy.
Enough of the courtesies. What are her injuries, besides her eye?
A concussion, cranial swelling, incision into her larynx, and scalding inside the throat and esophagus. Clearly someone forced her to imbibe a caustic fluid.
Who could have done this?
That I do not know. I do, however, know she is not the perpetrator's first victim.
How can you know that?
I've seen wounds like this. They're not the kind one would forget, don't you agree? In fact, just this week a corpse turned up in the morgue with similar injuries. And no heart.
No heart? You mean that might have happened to Priscilla? Is someone looking into this?
This is Novigrad. Only the innocent burn here.
Geralt, I know I owe you 100 times over, but I need to ask you another favor. Find the bastard who did this. Find him and kill him.
Don't need any convincing. Come on, Dandelion. Let's think about what we can do.
I would suggest examining the previous victim's corpse. It has yet to be autopsied. Doing so could very well provide some clues. No need to look astonished, gentlemen. As a surgeon, I know the importance of preventive medicine. Rather than wait for this maniac to strike again, I'd prefer to excise him. Not unlike a tumor.
Great analogy, but this tumor's not gonna sit there, wait to be excised. Appreciate the help, but I doubt you know what you're getting yourself into.
I know perfectly well, and I assure you I can take care of myself.
Easy assurance to make, harder to back up, especially if you've spent your whole life wielding a scalpel, not a sword.
Look at this scar. Don't be shy. Any idea what leaves such a mark?
A flail. Morningstar, maybe.
What do you think? A blow sustained at the operating table? No? Let me repeat. I know what I'm doing, and I wish to help.
Think they'll let me into the morgue?
By the main entrance, certainly not. But you can also get inside through the sewers.
The sewers? Travel them often, Doctor?
As often as required for, the pursuit of preventive medicine.
Alternative treatments. Aggressive ones, I'm guessing. Interesting.
We can discuss this en route. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Ready and intrigued. I'll get whoever did this, Dandelion. Even if it's Hierarch Hemmelfart himself.
Thanks.
You lead.
So, preventive medicine you practice in the sewers. What's that about?
Think. Sewing up drowner victims can grow awfully tedious. Is it not better to nip the problem in the bud? I tried to get the temple guard to enter the sewers, alas, to no avail. So I took matters into my own hands.
At no charge? You damned idealists, ruining the market for us.
Hear that?
Been hearing it for a while. Draw your weapon.
Excellent fool!
one, another takes its place.
I know how you feel, believe me. Where to now? Up?
Yes, it's not far now.
Priscilla, how's it look? Give it to me straight, no sugarcoating.
Her wounds will heal, but it's her voice that concerns me. Surely you understand what a terrible blow that would be to a Trobritz. Enough to strip her of the will to live.
Any remedy for that?
I fear only your friend Dandelion can be of help on that count. Take the ladder. This is the place. Come, the quicker we take care of this, the better.
Why? Got somewhere to be?
Someone might disturb us. The coroner, for example. Or Reverend Nathaniel Pastodi. Very well. We seek the corpse of a dwarven woodcarver.
Looks like necrophage has got to this one. Human. Wrong body type. This isn't it. Let's keep looking. Human. Wrong body type. Calluses on the fingers, sawdust in the beard, clothes sticky with sap. Must be our dwarf.
Excellent. I trust you don't grow weak in the knees at the sight of blood?
Not a bit. Start the autopsy.
Where?
Let's look at his head. Hair smells like it's burnt, like he was in a fire.
Notice anything else? That his eyes have been scooped out, for instance?
Those burn marks I see in his eye sockets.
Yes, and some grey dust. Ash, it seems, very fine.
Murderer gouged out his eyes, then put burning coals in the sockets.
So it seems. Looking at the wounds, it appears our woodcarver was still alive when it happened.
Let's examine the mouth. Burns, blisters.
Just like Priscilla's.
See this? Incision made into the voice box.
Indeed, so thin as to be nearly unnoticeable.
A small, extremely sharp instrument. Scalpel.
But why? The wound is too small to bleed, and there are signs of swelling. The murderer... I believe he performed a tracheotomy, so the victim wouldn't die too soon.
Let's examine his torso.
What have we here? Deep wound on the left side of his rib cage, and a scar the length of his stomach.
Let's examine the chest wound. Yeah, heart carved out, wound cauterized.
Wait a minute, there's something else.
An egg from an amphibian. A salamander? Scorched but intact.
I attended some lectures in herpetology as a student. Afraid I don't recall any amphibians that would lay eggs in corpses. So either Professor Cochrane was deeply mistaken, or this is our murderer's doing.
Look at the scar. Wounds long and thin, an incision, but the edges are ragged.
Means nothing. Look, no swelling, no bruises. An old injury, perhaps an accident in the workplace.
Open the abdominal cavity.
Due warning, it will stink of rot.
Once fought a Zoogle up to my waist in sewage, so I doubt... Wait. Smells not rot.
Formaldehyde. A medical novelty. Heavily diluted, it's remarkable at preserving organic tissue. In stronger proportions, it's more destructive than acid.
Explains why there's no smell of decay, and why his throat's scalded. Look at his hands. These welts. Rope burns, right? He was tied up.
I'd expect so. No one could sit through such torture unless bound.
Speaking from experience?
Yes, that of a victim. Spent a year in the dungeons of Tretogor. Long story.
Some other time, maybe. See the callus? Our dwarf wore a ring, but someone took it off him. See anything interesting on his legs?
His right foot. The ankle swollen, toenails broken. He clearly kicked something very hard. Right before he kicked the bucket.
Doesn't strike me as the right time for jokes.
Apologies. We surgeons, we've a different sensibility.
Mm-hmm. And a different sense of humor. His genitals. We ought to inspect those.
I sincerely doubt they bear any relation to the matter.
We'll see. Pull down his trousers and... shit.
Syphilis, actually. Early stages. No sign of diffusion.
Think there could be a connection?
Only as the killer's potential motivation.
All right. Think I know enough.
Enlighten me, please, because I've still no notion what this is about. What the motive might have been.
It's some kind of sick ritual. You saw it. Burns in the eye sockets, cavity where the heart should be, scalding liquid, all centering on warmth, heat, fire.
A fire eternal.
It's a lead worth following. Any idea what his name was?
Fabian Meyer. And I'm Hubert Reich, the coroner. I've come to perform the autopsy, but I see you've done it for me, Joachim. As always, you interfere where you're neither needed nor wanted. Drag others into trouble in the process. Who is this?
A student. Lifelong learner. Got a couple questions for you.
Very well, speak. But be quick. Reverend Nathaniel has come by for an inspection. He'll be here shortly.
You old friends?
Hubert taught me the rudiments of medicine. Long ago.
And not very well. You've still not mastered certain basic principles. For example, that a doctor's role is to treat the ill, not save the world.
You've not changed a bit.
A compliment?
No, a statement of fact. 30 years, and you've not changed a bit.
Woodcarver's body. Where was it found? It's important. Plan to investigate? Exciting. He died in his workshop south of the market square, just beside the gate to Far Corners. That poor Trebyrans was attacked there. City's abuzz about it. But the woodcarver, Eustace the corpse collector, brought us the body. You should speak to him. Saw him just around the corner near... Oh, greetings, Your Reverence.
Who are these people? I believe I made it clear no one's to be allowed in under any circumstances.
You did, but they're friends of the deceased. Here to collect the body.
Out of the question. Show them out at once.
As Your Reverence wishes. Gentlemen, follow me. You shall leave via another route. Why'd you cover for us? I was covering my own arse. If Reverend Nathaniel had learned someone had entered the morgue, then cut open a corpse without his permission, I'd be in deep trouble. But you didn't give that a thought, did you, Joachim? As ever. Well, while I don't approve of your willfulness, I also wish to see this murderer hang. So, should I learn anything new related to this case, I will let you know.
Thank you.
Nathaniel, who is he?
A scoundrel, a rogue, like every man who wears the robes of the Eternal Fire.
Most are scoundrels before they ever put on the robes.
True in his case as well. Before he donned the frock, Nathaniel was a torturer, delighted especially in torturing women. Later, Hierarch Hemmelfart appointed him to oversee the morgue. He deals with the temple guard, supervises cremations, conducts funeral masses in the temple on the Isle, and so forth.
Dream job. Might have told me you know the coroner. We could have skipped the trip through the sewers.
I know him, thus I avoid him. I've said enough on the subject.
I decide when we're done with the subject. What's your connection to him?
An old story, but if you insist... The student protests in 1242, you've heard of them? I led them. Hubert, however, denounced me to the authorities. I landed in prison. There you have it. What will you do now?
Plenty of leads. Woodcarver's workshop, the corpse collector who found him, alley where Priscilla was attacked. Got work to do.
As do I. At the hospital. I must return there. But I shall keep my fingers crossed.
And I'll keep my eye on you.
Non-human, are you? Look for your kind beyond the walls.
Bloody bum! Shut off!
Yes, Geralt?
These murders. Got any suspects?
No, Geralt. Though all in all I should have.
What do you mean?
By virtue of my profession, I know Novigrad's underworld better than most. Dozens of mercenaries, racketeers, bandits, and hired assassins have had their turn on my operating table. Rogues, one and all. But I believe even they could not kill in this manner. So horribly cruel, yet cold, methodical, with absolute precision. Concluding this overlong explanation, I've no notion who's behind it, but I fear them like hell.
Why is the university in Oxenford closed?
Because it suits Radovid. You've not heard the story? The rector wished to grant him an honorary doctorate. The faculty disagreed. Nonetheless, Radovid arrived for the ceremony, donned a gown, collected his diploma, and when it was over, imprisoned the deans and the entire academic senate so they wouldn't raise a stink.
I've been at Vilmerius Hospital ever since. But perhaps it's for the best. I'm far more adept scalpel in hand than I ever was behind a lectern.
Know another surgeon from Oxenford Academy. Her name's Shani. Know her? Red hair, cropped short, freckles.
And a hopeless idealist. Naturally, I know her. She was my assistant for a year.
Any idea where she is now?
My gut tells me she's somewhere along the front, patching up pikemen. I told her it would be futile. In the time she saved 100 lives, another 1,000 would be lost. But medics with a mission, you can't argue with them.
Farewell.
Ah!
Father of all, deliver us from here. Hear my prayer.
Shut off, Osmunch. Hey, there are mouse droppings in this bread.
Droppings in my hands, crazy.
They smell like it.
How am I to know? Perhaps your hands need washing.
Watch it, Greyhead.
Mutant.
Hey, handsome.
Grab him!
Sis, that him.
How am I to know? Watch him, see what he does.
I'll rip your mag off, mutant!
Think you'll gut me too, huh? Up your ass, deviant! Hoes can fight back!
Calm down, I'm not gonna hurt you. What are you doing here?
Getting vengeance. Well, why are you staring? Have you not heard killers always return to the scene of their crime? Me and my brothers are waiting here to give him a warm welcome. For Priscilla. Almost did her in, the whole son.
I know. Here to look for clues and find anyone who might know something.
Fear I can't help you much. But I can tell you what I know.
You and Priscilla friends?
Friends? Nah. But she saw more than a stupid whore in me. Treated me with respect. It mattered. I was looking to give up whoring. Pick up a decent trade. But none would take me. Not as a washerwoman, nor a servant, nor a cook. Felt like a leper, I did. But Priscilla, she was different. Agreed to put me in her play, you see? Lots of the other actors, they were afraid on account of her jesting about the eternal fire. Whistling Wendy on stage, can you imagine it? Well, dream's gone now. I'm back to working street corners.
Sorry to hear that.
You could do worse as work goes. Or so I tell myself.
Priscilla wasn't the sole victim. You aware of that?
Oh, dearie. Of course I was. This didn't start yesterday. Others have died like this before. Beggars, street girls, orphans. But who'd have a drama concern about them? Human rubbish. It's what the guards call us.
Recall any names?
They didn't have proper ones. Baldy, curly, buns. That's what folk called them. No friends, no families. Their bodies were burned long ago.
Take care now. I gotta look around some more. Appreciate it if you didn't disturb me.
Naturally. We'll stand aside, behave. But do tell us if you find anything else here.
Oh, my head's ringing.
So?
Take care now. I gotta look around some more.
Naturally.
A brazier. This time of year? I know that smell. Formaldehyde. Man's footprint. The murderer's, maybe. Weight on his heel. Took a step back. Human. Priscilla's. Murderer fled before the guards arrived. Ran this way. Trail ends here. Strange. Even I couldn't jump this wall.
So?
Think I know what happened here. Priscilla fought back, her assailant retreated, and knocked over the brazier. Someone must have heard it. Maybe saw something, started hollering. Guards showed up. Murderer didn't finish the job, didn't cover his tracks. Just collected himself and leapt over the wall. Trail ends there.
You divined all this from a pile of rubbish and a few prints in the mud?
Do that practically every day in my profession. And practice makes perfect.
True enough. Just like I can tell right off if a punt'll pay or try to wriggle out of it.
That particular skill I could use myself. Take care now. And I got a murderer to catch.
Whoa!
No need. Very good.
Let me have a... Up for a few rounds.
Safe to go out on the streets anymore.
thinking customer will see right away I've got the best deals this side of the pond.
Ow!
Oh. Anyone home?
Begone, or I'll sick me hounds on you. Molly, Striga, come!
Relax. I'm here about Fabian Meyer, looking for his killer.
That's altogether different. Sit, you stupid mutts, lie down. Come on in. Slowly now, lest they bite you.
Charming as beasts go.
You daft. Even I'm scared of them. But better barking dog than an evil man at your door.
Got someone particular in mind?
Sure as shite. Bugger who did Fabian in. As soon as they'd hauled his corpse off, I ran to a mate who raised his fighting dogs. Bought these 2 mutts. Cost me a chunk of change. But I sleep sound at least.
So who might you be?
The Stiff's brother. Gus is the name. We ran a workshop together. Meyer and Meyer.
What'll it be now? Just Meyer?
Name it. I'll be closing it down now. As soon as I find a buyer for this shack, I'll head on to Mahakam. Be near my family, or what's left of it. So, what do you want to know? What can I tell you about Fabian?
Tell me what you know about the murder, in order, in detail.
It was like this. Had some work in Oxenford, and I was coming home. Saw a plume of smoke rising over the city. Thought to myself, blast it, gonna miss him burn another hag. But the smoke wasn't coming from Hierarch Square. It was coming from here. See the soot stains? That's where they burned our sculptures. Folk gathered round the blaze, and found Fabian here beside it. They'd already loaded him on the cart by the time I arrived.
Talk to your neighbors. They see anything suspicious beforehand? Hear anything?
Claimed not to. But even if they had, they'd not have helped. In Novigrad, folk give bleating orphans in the street a wide berth so as not to stain their poor lanes. They'd care about some dwarf.
Your brother have any enemies? Anyone dislike him? Threaten him, maybe?
It was Fabian who threatened this one last. Oh, you were a good dwarf. Craftsman like no other. But you were an incorrigible whoremonger as well. Whenever we put a bit of coin aside, I'd say, let's buy some tools, quality timber. No, he grabbed the purse and head out whoring. Took to following one in particular. He'd say, "'Tis all your fault, dirty bitch, human dish rag," and other obscenities. Don't rightly know what that was about. Maybe he was in love with her.
Know where I can find her, this dish rag?
City cemetery. She died a few days back, quietly in her sleep. Her pont said a fever took her.
Fine, we've talked enough. Need to look around.
Be my guest. Just beware of the dogs.
Bloodstains.
That's where Fabian lay when they found him.
Statues of the old gods. Nothing but women. Shapely ones. Murderer dragged something heavy. Dragged something across the floor. Statues. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly. Someone dragged something across the floor. Or dragged it from one wall to the other, repeatedly. Mind if I go inside the workshop?
I've not even peeked inside since they found Fabian. But I'll open it for you if you want.
Eyes. Humanoid. Completely rotten.
Aye.
Had a look at your sculptures.
And? Lifelike, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. The women especially. Never seen a bust that size on Melitele.
Oh, aye. Fabian's handiwork. I told him, brother, tits like that would crush her back. Whittle him down. He said, nay, they'd sell better this way. Told me to shut me trap. And sell they did. Till one sermon at the temple, when the celebrating reverend said that whoso buys idols from the non-human Myers sins twofold, as a heretic and as a lecher. That was the end of that.
Fine. We've talked enough. Need to look around.
Be my guest. Just be...
More bloodstains, but not near enough to say he bled to death. Unless... somebody got rid of the blood. Left a few stains behind. Furniture got knocked over. This looks like it was kicked. Formaldehyde. Doubt Fabian used it. Formaldehyde. Doubt Fabian used it. Eyes. Humanoid. Completely rotten.
Aye.
Already know what happened. Fabian was in the workshop. Murderer attacked him there. They struggled. Fabian was overpowered. Then tortured. For a time.
I needn't know the details. Truth be told, I hadn't the stomach for him.
When it was over, the murderer dragged Fabian to the courtyard. Then made a pyre of sculptures, set them aflame.
But why? Why do all that?
To teach a lesson. To him, you, the whole city. Fine, we've talked enough. Won't learn anything else here. Take care.
So, how'd it go with this thing? I was fucking a bit unlucky.
Ah!
Oi, Witcher! Coroner wants to see you. Been another victim. Told me to say the main door will be open for you. You're to come as soon as you can.
Oh! Knife wounds. Means bandits dropped them. Plain as that.
You go your way, I'll go mine.
You Eustace, the corpse collector?
Aye? How'd you know?
Fourth sense, I think it is. You bring Fabian Myers' body to the morgue?
Fabian. Oh, yeah, I remember. No ice, no art, one of them, right? No purse neither, as I recall.
One of them? So there've been other bodies like that?
Sure have. Beggars, street urchins, and street walkers. One went so portly, I had to cut her into pieces to fit her in me wheelbarrow. Slippery sow, they called her, on account of her...
Some things are best left unsaid. What happened to the pieces?
What do you mean? Reverend Nathaniel ordered them burned. Every last one. Oh, shame that was.
Shame? Why? Actually, never mind. Another thing that's best left unsaid. You search Fabian's body?
Well, I cast an eye in his pockets. Made sure nothing went to waste.
I call a spade a spade. You rob corpses.
And I call a prick a prick. It's none of your fucking concern. What, you tax collector? Piss off, mutant.
Talk. What did you find on him?
As you wish. Triflings, baubles, gloss-beaded ring, handful of coins, and a letter. Look, vellum, quality parchment that. I'll wipe off the writing and sell it as new.
That's human skin. Priscilla. Next victim's name. If you'd given this to the right person, she might not have been hurt.
What the fuck do I care what happens to some Priscilla? We short of wenches in this town. Oi, fucking hell! What was that for?
For everything.
Don't know nothing else. Sold off. Don't know nothing else. We're the last one to round here.
Welcome, Master Witcher. Sod off.
Geralt, right? I'm glad you're here. Held off on the autopsy till you arrived.
Nice of you, especially given you didn't seem pleased about my previous visit.
Because you came unannounced and in unfortunate company. I also had Reverend Nathaniel to contend with. Our spiritual caretaker has left the city on some important matter, and I know who you are, what drives you. I'm more than happy to aid your investigation.
Von Grad's told me all about you.
Ah. Doubtless you've heard how I had the noble leader of the student protesters thrown in prison. But did you hear the protests were far from peaceful? Or did he neglect to mention it? People were dying, Witcher. Those who rejected liberty, equality, and fraternity would be found in the gutter come morning. Their throats slit from ear to ear with surgical precision. Joachim had been my favorite student, but alas, I had to do something. So I reported him. Then I left the university and found work in the morgue, where none care about my past. Whereas Joachim, oh, fate's ironies. Years later, he was appointed head of the very ward I had founded.
How old's Von Grad's? 50? 60?
53, I believe. Why do you ask?
You look a little young to have been his teacher.
Not surprising. For years, I've lived in the cold and dark, breathing the vapors of embalming fluids. In short, working with corpses extends one's life. Amusing, is it not?
Who's the victim this time?
Joris Aquinas, a lecturer in theology at Oxenfurt Academy. Found this morning at his home on a catafalque made of his books.
Any titles in particular?
It seems all the tomes dealt with the eternal fire. Treatises critical of the faith's doctrines.
Yeah, mortal sin in Novigrad. Not fond of Nathaniel?
Very few people are. He's cruel and capricious. He stormed in here once, grabbed a scalpel I was sterilizing over a burner, sliced my back with it to the bone, because I had forgotten to lock the storeroom. Hard to be fond of someone like that, wouldn't you agree?
Let's start.
Gladly. The wounds conform to the killer's modus operandi. The victim was bound and forced to drink formaldehyde. Next, the killer removed the eyes, placed burning coals in the sockets, then opened the rib cage and... What's this? A parchment. Made of human skin.
A message from the murderer. The name of his next victim. Patricia Vegelbud.
Do you know her?
Yes. Even went to her estate once with... Gotta find her, now.
Till next time, Master.